Howdy, everyone. So we're here in Texas, Dallas, Texas. Rockwall, to be exact, is where I'm filming from. And many of us are fixing to send our kids back to school, and we're unprepared for the chaos that's fixing to unfold, right? So where some of us are looking for help, we want to get our house cleaned, take something off our plate. So we're sitting there using the internet or AI, whatever people are using these days, but probably both, or a combination of both. And they're getting bids for these houses. One bid comes in at $100, and for our example, we're going to use a 3,000 square foot house. I don't have a 3,000 square foot house, but it seems to be average in our area, so that's the numbers we're going to use. So the one's $100 and the one's $300. Why the difference? Anybody know? Well, I'm going to explain the difference today, because if it's the same house, we should be comparing apples to apples, right? So the bid should be the same. Well, it's not really that simple. It should be, and I'm going to help explain all that. So it all comes down to time, how long that house should take to clean. Whoever's bidding the house, if they're worth their salt, they're going to bid it on time. Let's just say a simple 3,000 square foot house with 2 to 3 people to live in it without pets should be able to be cleaned around 4 hours. So we're going to use 4 hours. Labor is our number. So let's go from there. Example house, 3,000 square foot, should have around 5 bedrooms, 3 to 4 bathrooms. May have more. We'll just say 3 to 4 is what I'm shooting for, that 4 hour time frame. That's a family of 2 with 1 child, no pets, average clutter. I think we can do it in about 4 hours. Why would price go up? Well, did they ask the same questions during the bid? Did they ask how many people live in the home? Did they ask how many kids you had? Did they ask how many pets you had? Did they look at the house or evaluate it? Does it have your house have more bathrooms and they didn't even ask how many bathrooms? If they looked at your house, did you have decorations everywhere? When was the last time you had your house cleaned? Did you provide proof or receipt that you had it professionally cleaned? That could lower your price for your initial cleaning. If it hasn't been cleaned in a long time, there's going to be heavy buildup. Heavy buildup requires a deeper cleaning. Deeper cleaning takes more time. Special request. Did you ask, when you got your bids, did you ask one cleaner to do something different than the other, or one company? Really, this comparison should be based on companies, but I digress. If you ask one company to mop the tile floor with this cleaner and then mop your wood floor with this cleaner, they have a cleaner they brought with them if they're a professional company. That's good for either floor. They have the right stuff for the right job. You've just asked them to deviate from their training program, and so you've added time too, because now they have to go get your cleaner. They have to read the notes to make sure they're not going to mess it up. Like, you've got them out of their comfort zone. Did you ask them to clean the master bedroom first and they didn't have access to the bathroom? Well, our training program or their training program may have them start there. So now you've made them start somewhere else. It throws their order off. It adds time. So special requests do add time. Adding time adds money. Why does more people in the house cost more? Well, more people means more dishes. It means higher utilization of the kitchens and bathrooms. More dust. Dust comes from things off your body, primarily dead skin, so the more people, the more dust you have. It's just more wear and tear on the home. It's more dirt and grime and needs more effort the more people that live there. What I want you to get from the video is how to compare apples to apples and oranges to oranges. So you could write down a list of things that are important to you and see if that's included, but I want you to consider things that I'm fixing to mention that you may not consider if we didn't have this conversation. Or I think the better thing is to list all of what's included by asking the right questions and then making a side-by-side comparison and take price into account, but also look at the others to see if they're important and if they weigh in more than price. So let's talk about how to evaluate your bid and compare it to everything you're going to get for every dollar you spend. That we can get a value of the cleaning per dollar versus just comparing dollars to dollars, right? Dollars to dollars is not a great comparison. You should ask each company what kind of training program they have in place. Period. We use a national recognized training program, but regardless, you want to know what kind of training program. If they stumble or don't have an answer right away, they're probably making something up. Okay? Ask if there's 1099 or W-2 employees in your house. That's a big difference. A W-2 employee is going to typically have workers' comp, and that leads to the next question. Do you carry workers' comp insurance? That's going to protect you if somebody gets hurt in your house. It is a level of protection. It's not a guarantee that nothing bad is going to go wrong, but it is a level of protection. The liability insurance. Ask what liability insurance the company holds and what is the max payout. Ask some policy details. They should be able to share some basics of their policy with you. That way you can compare the different policies, if they even have it. A lot of these fly-by-night cleaning services won't even have a liability insurance. Will they bring their own supplies? If green supplies or non-hazardous supplies are an issue, you can ask what kind of products they're using. Okay, but will they bring their own supplies is a big one, or will you be expected to foot that bill as well? Is the staff going to be background checked? That's something you can compare. Do they use a CRM software? I like that one because it's not just about the software. It's going to show that there's a system in place. You could rephrase the question. Is there a system in place that tracks my cleaning from start to beginning? I believe you should just track the cleaning from the time they take the first phone call till the time you follow up at the end. That's our program. Call it like the circle of trust, but we have it in place. They should be able to tell you what software they use and what kind of tracking program they have to track your cleaning. Things that things that don't get measured don't get improved, so it's important we have a system there. So systems, what kind of systems they have in place. Do they have a physical office? That may or may not be important to you, but it does provide them a place to make sure somebody's answering the phone and gives good may improve customer support. Also shows reliability, a tool for reliability. How long have they been in business? Be a good question. Are they going to be here? Why is that important? Are they going to be here if something goes wrong? Because you can provide good customer service all day long, but the minute you let a customer down when something goes wrong, you've proven your true worth. So, how long have they been in business? Is there an ongoing training program as well? You could ask that. What kind of things do y'all do for ongoing training? And then quality control. Will my house ever be looked at by a team lead again? Or are you the only set of eyes that's ever going to look at my house? So quality control costs money, but it's important if you're going to provide a 5-star service. So I would ask, if they don't have a quality control program, you're not going to get a 5-star service. 5-star service may not be your goal, but if it is your goal, they need to have a quality assurance program in place. I will touch on some other things. There are some business-related expenses that an individual wouldn't have that you're going to have to consider. If they have vehicles, they're going to have vehicle expenses. Every cleaner is going to have a fuel expense, so consider that. So I like to bring some of these up because a lot of people will say, hey, I'm paying $50 an hour. It's just scrubbing toilets. I shouldn't have to pay $50 an hour. But I assure you that anyone, even an individual, accrues some of the expenses I'm mentioning. Everybody's going to have fuel expense. Everybody's going to have vehicle expense of some kind. So any of these overhead expenses, they take out of that $50. So I promise you that no cleaning professional is making $50 an hour. There's other things that go into there. And I'm trying to get you to ask the right questions to figure out the value per dollar of what you're spending. I won't go too far in depth, but the training program is important too. I want to hit on this one more time. Is it makes them more efficient. If they can get more done in less amount of time, the more value you get out of your dollar. Ask what's included. You should be able to provide a list of what's included. Ask how long they're bidding the job for. We already talked about making sure that they're insured and trained. And then ask if they guarantee their work, what kind of guarantee they have. Those are some questions you can ask during this whole bid process. Every home is different. Every bid should be a little bit different. My final thought, the goal isn't to find the cheapest cleaning company. It's to find the company that gives you the best value and confidence the job's going to be done right, and they're going to back it up if it's not. It's about finding what you value, not just price, and figuring out who provides the most value for your family. At the end of the day, this really should be about finding more time for your family, being able to feel safe, that you're